Yeah. Good evening. I'm trying to work something out, by the way, especially on Facebook. So if you are watching or let's see. Right. Let's see if that works. So let me know if the audio is perfect or not. Especially on Facebook. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Good evening and welcome to Maiyegun's Diary late night broadcast tonight. So if you are joining me, share the broadcast, invite your friends, and then invite everyone that could probably be watching. Share on the platforms you know, and let us get started. Sorry that I'm not starting with music this evening because I'm going to do it sharp, sharp. Yes, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook, wherever you're joining from. Yeah, so I'm going to take a minute to also share the video myself. So you should do the same if you haven't yet. So let's get this on. Don't mind me. I have to do this. Let's see. So if you read the caption of the broadcast, you can make your own contribution accordingly, okay? So we know we have to deal with Facebook suppressing us all the time, but don't worry yourself about that. The message is still being very much, spread everywhere. So if you're not able to see this on, live or on Maiyegun's Diary on Facebook, just go on to Maiyegun's Diary Political on YouTube. Okay, try and subscribe so that you will never ever miss any of the videos. So share the video, invite your friends. We'll get started in a minute. So the Nigerian custom told us a week ago or thereabout that some bandits, terrorists are already gaining their way into Abuja, which is the Federal Capital Territory. So what happened is that they told us, they said, okay, despite Abuja being the federal capital where nobody who wants to protest against Boko Haram is allowed, if you are found or caught, you can either get killed, shot at, or they can mobilize thugs to come after you. So the same Abuja, there are now bandits. So in the next, in the next few weeks, few months, you'll be, getting the news of those either kidnapped, attacked, or killed in Abuja. Same way, the people living in Abuja have already abandoned the Kaduna-Abuja expressway because of bandits. So the same thing is creeping into that same Abuja, where they have their DSS, they have their army, they have their police, they have all the security you can think of in Abuja. Or yeah, if you are living in Abuja, you know the story. So I'm going to come back to that. But there's something, two topics I actually want to treat tonight. Very, very important. I decided to just put them on because I know I won't be able to finish that at a go because of time. But it is this new movie that God knows who wrote the script, but Nigerian Army is now the one sponsoring that movie. And that movie is about the Nigerian Army versus the Shi'tes. So the story of the Shi'tes, they want to retell their stories, right? The story of how Nigerian Army under Boko Haram killed the sons of the leaders of the Shiites in Nigeria, El Zazaki, arrested him and kept him in detention from 2015. And in the same Nigeria, where they have killed over 1,200 of the Shiites since Boko Haram came to power. Now, the Nigerian army is going to fund a movie. Listen to this very carefully. That is where it becomes important. Nigerian army want to fund a movie, right? Written by God knows who. And the actors, right, in that movie, they want to sponsor a movie that will then present the Shiites as the terrorists who are trying to overthrow the government of Boko Haram, that they are terrorists like the Boko Harams. So they are sponsoring a movie right now. And guess who are the actors and the actresses that are going to act as Islamic or the Shiites who organized and armed people to carry guns and start shooting the Nigerian army? That is the movie. But they didn't find any of their Islamic scholars in the north, in the northern part of Nigeria, or Islamic actors. They've got Kannywood. Are you with me? They did not find any Islamic actor or Islamic drama group in the northern part of Nigeria to play the roles that will present the Shiites as terrorist organizations. So when they produce the movie, they will then use their own government media handles, government media platform, and they will spread the movie into the interland, into the country. Such movie, they will say they are using it to foster unity, but it is not to foster unity. It is to further divide, and the people they can use are the people they are already considered as easy scapegoats, the Igbos. Peter Doche, who happened to be a veteran actor, a respected, international, actor, is playing a lead role. Is in fact, from what we have heard so far, Peter Doche will play the role of El Zakzaki. So Peter Doche will play the role of El Zakzaki, who is the leader of an Islamic sect, who are actually terrorists that are trying to overthrow the legitimate government of Boko Haram. So Peter Doche will represent El Zakzaki, and so many other actors from the eastern part of Nigeria. Okay, Buhari is in power today, but it will go down well to say they could only find good actors from the Igbo land that acted the movie that will last for decades, the movie that will present the victims of government terrorism as the terrorists. And that is where I have a concern. And that is where you should have a concern too. I am a Yoruba man. I have no business with all the rigged system in Nigeria. It doesn't mean that I don't have my own people who are also partners in the destruction of Nigeria. Yes, I do, just like you too. If you look very well, your brothers, your sisters are part of the Project Nigeria from your area. It doesn't mean that you belong to that category, but as a Yoruba man. So one day, I know they will not find probably better and prominent actors in the northern part of Nigeria that will actually act the movie that will present the IPOB member, the indigenous people of Biafra, movie that will present them as terrorist organization. So then do you see the divide and rule there now? They are not for any unity. So one day they will use Yoruba actors, and they too, they will find one of them that is going to act like Nnamdi Kanu, and then they will make him act as a terrorist so that they can tell the audience, millions of Nigerians, that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, and then the IPOB organization, they are terrorist organization. This is where I want us to reason together. If you are smart enough, you should at least be able to reason with me and see what I am saying. They are sponsoring, they are going to spend millions of your money. Probably they will also steal from it. They are not setting up, listen to this very carefully again. Right now, the Boko Haram terrorists in Nigeria are not just killing civilians, they are killing soldiers. That is a statement of fact. It doesn't matter where you belong to, okay? So, Shekau is known. In fact, Nigerian army has declared him wanted and placed bounty on him many times. Shekau. And up to this day, they haven't found it worthy to, number one, actually call the Boko Haram terrorists. Do you know that Boko Haram is not categorized as a terrorist organization in the government of Bukwari? Do you know that? They classify them as just some criminals. You may not have paid attention, but this calls for you to start paying attention. You may never have paid attention. You realize that most people who call Boko Haram terrorists are actually, number one, the Southerners, Christians. So when you listen to all these Northerners who are politicians, who are condemning the terrorists in any way, watch their languages and watch the words they pick. They are very, very careful. So Nigerian army hasn't found it necessary for them to invest and recruit actors all over Nigeria to act a movie that will send a message that will depict the Boko Haram as terrorists, the Fulani bandits as terrorists. Do you know that it is not just the Boko Haram Boko Haram terrorists that have killed Nigerian soldiers or kidnapped them? Even those they called bandits, which are actually branch of Boko Haram. You know what I'm talking about? I'll tell you about that in a while. Just relax. So they didn't do that. Right now, the news everywhere is about the killings and continuous killing, reprisal attack, they call it, farmer herdsmen clashes, and on and on and on like that. Different names they are given to the killings of the people in the northern part of Nigeria. But guess what? The moment you get to Kogi, if you are traveling from the southern part of Nigeria, let's say you are traveling from the southwest, from Lagos, and you have to travel through Kogi area, the moment you begin to leave Kogi and you begin to enter the core north area, you will realize that the level of security check begin to reduce. They will begin to reduce. The same roadblocks that you have met thousands on your way, depends on the journey, by the way, you would have met hundreds of these checkpoints, roadblocks, where policemen, different security bodies collecting bribe and all of that on the way. But the moment you begin to advance and approach the northern part of Nigeria, all those checkpoints will begin to disappear. Then you will begin to ask yourselves, where exactly is being terrorized more? Is it the southern part of Nigeria or the northern part of Nigeria or even the northeastern part of Nigeria? You will begin to ask yourself, then the reality will begin to set in. Like, what is going on? Is this whole thing politics? Is the killing and killing and killing of people actually sweetens the minds of these criminals? Or else, how come you have more security trying to secure the southern part of Nigeria, terrorizing the people of the southern part of Nigeria, than the place where the terrorists are roaming free, where you see convoy, convoy of terrorists, and nobody is stopping them? You will never see roadblock. You will never see police checkpoint. They just stroll in, stroll out. They can go anywhere and just kidnap about 50, 60 people at a go, and there will be nothing, and they will march them on, and you'll be wondering, how? Then when you turn around and go back and say, okay, I'm going to go to Enugu from Lagos, just go through the Ishagamu or Benin, the Warri Delta, and start going until you get to Onitsha, the second Niger bridge, or they say they are building the Niger bridge, and you cross it over. You see, it's a complete scenario again. Let me give you this picture. Meanwhile, that is the place where there is no bomb, there is no, what do you call it? There is no ransacking of villages, there is no IDP camps where people are being killed every day. No, eastern part of Nigeria, but you have more security men there. In fact, it is like that is exactly where Boko Haram is happening right now in Nigeria. If you live southwest, you will be dealing with pickpockets, criminals, police who just want to collect bribe from you. By the time you cross over to Benin and you begin to advance, and you get to Warri, or you get to last, you get to that Niger bridge. Baba, that is now a complete different Nigeria. You mean to cross that Niger bridge. From that moment, you become a suspect. Even though if you are a traveler, and one way or the other, you must be very, very careful of your political association. You can be PDP, you can be APC. What will happen to you depends on whatever it is. You can be neutral. But if you get through that path and you cross, you are now considered a terrorist if you ever speak on behalf of the IPOB. Now, this is to give you the picture of what an average Igbo people is going, what an average Igbo man, right, is going through in his own land right now, in the eastern part of Nigeria. All the military barracks they put there, all the military station in the eastern part of Nigeria, all of them are on red alert. And it is not because of Boko Haram. It is not because of bandits. It's not because of kidnappers. It's not because of any other person, any other people than if you see any IPOB anywhere, just kill him. Just imagine that. Imagine walking into Yoruba land and they say, if you shout Oduduwa Republic, they should kill you. Imagine it for a minute. Just imagine it. That's exactly what it is. So because of that, you will see more. If you have met about 40, 50 checkpoints between Lagos and Onitsha, from that moment, you will realize that you are in a different Nigeria. And you will begin to ask yourself, what is going on? What's going on here? And they say they are trying to protect Nigeria. Why they are doing all of that in the eastern part of Nigeria right now, as you are watching and listening to me right now, because some of you may not really know how serious it is to you. Maybe people are just looking for attention, or maybe people are just exaggerating. I am telling you that, in the eastern part of Nigeria right now, some faceless, no ID card security men can stop a whole bus. And if you think they are checking the bus for any security reason, no, they are actually checking the bus for any IPOB member they see. So if they find you with any paraphernalia or merchandise of IPOB that associates you to them, you are considered a terrorist. And anything can happen to you. You will not have any opportunity of explaining yourself. There is no court they are going to take you to. They just make you disappear. That is exactly what they go through every day. But in the northern part of Nigeria, where people are being killed every day, where villages are being ransacked, where children, women are being killed, guess what they have in plan for them? They call it Operation Lafia Dole. That is peace compulsory. Peace, very, very compulsory. Well, they want peace. In the eastern part of Nigeria, they want Operation Crocodile Smile. I have never seen a crocodile that smile. But it's just to say, when crocodile is crushing a big giant animal or human being, when a crocodile is crushing and feeding on human being, probably the bigger the fish, right? The bigger the catch, the happier the crocodile will be. So their intention was to go to the eastern part of Nigeria and kill as they smile while they kill them, because they know they have no guns to shoot back. But in the northern part of Nigeria, where people are being killed, they have what they call Operation Lafia Dole, peace compulsory. Then they put something at the back of that piece, compulsory piece. They call it Operation Safe Corridor. Safe corridor means when they ask for peace, all you need to do is to say, expirate the call. I repent, and then you will go through rehabilitation. They will educate you. You will be, you will graduate. It doesn't matter how many people you have killed. Now, the same Nigerian army are now going to spend Nigeria, your money, your tax money. They are going to spend it to sponsor a propaganda movie that is going to represent and present the Shiites. Let me tell you what they have done to the Shiites. When they started the killing of the Shiites in 2015, you know what happened? The Shiites were doing their procession, what they call religious procession, which is you will see them marching from one location to the other to pay respect to their own sheikh, the past and the gone prophet as well. Just like when you go for your Salah and you go for the, you go to the Eid, it's different. They call their own procession. They do that all the time. So they will be walking on the side of the road peacefully, straight up, and they are so coordinated, guys. No matter what Nigeria try to make them look like, I believe what I see and I believe what I found out about them too, which some of you also know. You know, one thing is that they are so coordinated. They are so many children, young boys and girls, aged men and women, well coordinated, no traffic. They will march, they will return. So in that beautiful day, that unfortunate day rather, they were marching. Then something happened. What happened? The chief of army staff, the newly promoted chief of army staff at the time, which ended up as Buratai the Butcher. His name is Yusuf Buratai, right? He was just promoted, newly promoted as chief of staff by Bokuari. He was passing through a road in Zaria. The Shiites were doing their procession on the side of the road. God knows what happened. They said they should be dispersed. What nonsense is this? But they have history, my brothers and sisters. You know this, the Shiite and the Sunnis Islam, Shiite Islam, Sunni Islam, that is a big rivalry in the north. They do that. They may deny it too, because I've actually treated this topic many times in the past. So there's always been this rivalry between them. Shiite Islam, Sunni, the Shiite, the Sunni, and all that. You know what I mean? So there are those who believe that they are more powerful. And then there are those who believe that the Shiites are being sponsored by Iran. So meanwhile, in their own, maybe the other ones who believe that the Saudi Arabia style of Islam is the right Islam. But this rivalry was there. But politically, they have all been surviving and succeeding based on the political association over the years. So the Shiites have survived over the years because of their past, probably plus or minus a political association. So, and to this day, they seem to have come under persecution the moment Bokwari took over power. So what happened? They said they got the new chief of staff irritated. He's traveling in his convoy. And he said they should stop them because they posed security threats to him. And they were like, what do you mean? Somehow, people started protesting. The people who are doing peaceful procession on the side of the road. So they said they scattered all over the road, which is expected anyway. Now, what happened? They said the life of the chief of army staff was threatened. Then something happened. The chief of staff now came out of his car. Nothing happened. No, it wasn't attacked. Meanwhile, all of that was staged as part of the propaganda to what is about to happen to them. Many of them didn't know. So what happened? The chief of army staff, Buratai the Butcher, came down from his convoy and pretended to be addressing the Shiites who are now all over the place, on the road and everywhere, protesting now. So appealing to them and all of that, everything went on. He went back to his car and then they cut the tape. So the chief of army staff left the scene. his convoy left the scene. But while they were leaving the scene, they called the barrack in Kaduna to send, some soldiers down there because the Shiites tried to kill Buratai today. So it was a perfect time for them to take a massive revenge on them. What happened? The moment Buratai left, a convoy of a truck, or let me say trucks, loads of soldiers arrived. Remember, the people were doing their procession. They were continuing with that, and the soldiers started arriving. Guess what? When the trucks began arriving, there are videos. Oh, there are videos to back all this I'm telling you now. You can look them up on YouTube, okay? The killing of the Shiites, the beginning of the war. Search for that on YouTube, okay? You'll be able to see that. So the soldiers, the trucks arrived, and then, in fact, they started taking position. You know what I mean? People were watching them. They were watching them like, what's going on? What's going on? The soldiers were coming down. There was in that video, a commander giving command, telling them to take position. Like when they want to do firing squad and kill criminals, yeah? The people were standing there and watching them like, what's going on? What's going on, right? And then they were like, fire! Then the chaos started. So they started shooting to kill everybody in that crowd. So people started running. And meanwhile, Bokwari was just about 2 months in power or 3 months in power. Just 3 months after the change. So children, small children, teenagers, women, boys, people started falling over from all the gunshot and all that. Those who died there died immediately. They didn't stop. So the soldiers now moved and they started going into the houses, into the villages, into the huts, everywhere in those vicinity that people must have probably run to. Those with gunshot wound, they started taking them away and they executed all of them that day. It was the worst day ever. But Nigeria media played it down and Bokwari got away with it. You know why? They quickly sold it to the media that they tried to kill the Nigeria chief of army staff. But guess what? Over 1,000 people were killed that day. Is that not shocking to you? It wasn't war. It was just some power-hungry criminals in charge of, Nigeria to start with. It wasn't war. It wasn't riot. They shot to kill them. And that was where El Rufaya came in, the new governor in Kaduna at the time too. 2015, all this story, therefore 2015. I'm just trying to joggle back your memory of how this whole Shiite story began. Okay? Oh, they are troublemakers. They like to protest all the time. They don't obey authority. They don't respect Nigerian law. But they didn't break any law. They didn't break any law. Whatever they told you were those things those criminals in government that you think loves you and loves the country are telling you to divide and rule. They didn't break any law. To start with, they didn't break any law. So what happened? They just shot their propaganda from 0 to 100. Everywhere, people started blaming the Shiites. At first, they denied that anyone was killed. They said the military just dispersed them. At the end of the day, they said, but it's not 1,240 people killed. It was less. Okay, how many people killed? You know what they did? After killing them, in fact, if you go on Google right now, you can search for, there is a young man who was a diehard Buhari Didere. He was killed in that Shiite massacre. He was killed inside the church. Many people who ran into the church. This was the guy who was tweeting about the crisis in Kaduna that day. He was shouting, please, Nigeria, by President Buhari, this is not what we voted for. They are killing us. They are killing us in Kaduna. Is it because we are Shiite? We voted for you, even though we are Shiite. We were told never to vote. We were told never to get a voter's card. But because of you, we voted in 2015. All the tweets. The guy was killed. I know some of you will know the guy. Some of you are very, very conversant with this story. It was a Buhari Dane. It was killed in that Shiite massacre. Over 1,000 people were killed. And then when they killed them, the soldiers took all their body. That was where El Rufaya, the Kaduna little finger, the devil of Kaduna, that was where he got his baptismal of fire. That was where he first tasted blood firsthand. He saw dead bodies, and he cooperated with the Nigerian army to give them secret burial in a secret shallow grave. I am telling you this, I'm not making it up. And you can look it up on Amnesty International website. It is one of the petitions that is, one of the petitions that are waiting for those criminals who are working with Boko Haram in Nigeria now. We are waiting for them. The whole world is waiting for them. Individually, they will answer to all of their sins. But for now, they may be look covered, but the rest of the world is waiting for them. So they buried them in shallow grave in Kaduna. So as if that was not enough, the following day, they moved again into Zaria, and they started hunting everyone that they saw as a Shiite member. All the Shiite leaders, the Islamic leaders in their different communities were arrested. That was when they attacked the house of El Zazaki, and they killed 4 of his sons that day. They killed his children. Though, please, let me be clear. It wasn't Boko Haram that started killing the Shiites. Goodluck Jonathan's government started it. And they were actually the ones who started killing the children of El Zazaki. The record is there. You can read it up too. And they also, PDP also considered the Shiites as troublemakers. And it is simply because of the northern politics and the powerful northern criminals in the politics of Nigeria who are always at cross most of the time with the Shiites because of these sect ideologies that the Shiites pledged their allegiance to Iran. So therefore, their own type of Islam is not original. Okay. Meanwhile, the people who said the Shiites are not the really Muslims, they pledged their own allegiance to Saudi Arabia. So that is where the political cross came from. Okay. And that is the same thing the political criminals representing the northern part of Nigeria also play. And if you ask an average northerner, if he is not a Shiite, he will tell you a lot. He will tell you don't know what you are talking about, because that's what they told him. They said anyone who tells you anything otherwise than what we have told you, that these people are not really Muslims, they are troublemakers. We have to make sure we destroy them. We have to make sure their ideology is never spread in the north and all of that. That is local politics brought into religion. That is just a simple story. So they attacked El Zazaki, killed his sons, arrested him, they beat him. The picture is on social media. They beat him blind. They blinded one of his eyes, right? They shot him in one of his legs. Then they took him away and his wife. Arrested many other people. And since then, El Zazaki has received more than 3 confirmed court judgments that said he should be released from detention, but they are holding him for political reason. You know the story. The Shiites have protested again and again and again in Abuja. You know how they were killed too. We saw all of their shattered bodies, children, small children being killed by Nigerian soldiers because the Shiites have no guns. Same way they are killing the IPOB members, the Biafrans, because they have no guns. But when they met the Miyetti Allah, when they met with the Boko Haram, when they met with the bandits and every other criminals who are making life the hell for the northerners who are watching me right now, they actually have a different deals for them. So now that same Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, is now sponsoring a movie that the Easterners, the Igbos, who are also facing persecution from Nigeria, the Igbo actors are now being paid to act movie that will then present the Shiites as the terrorists. Do you know that up to this day, the Shiites have not killed one single person? They have not killed or attacked one single security officer in Nigeria, but the Nigerian military has killed more than 1,500 of them. There are many of them languishing in different jails right now in Nigeria that people don't even know, or they just disappeared. Now that same Nigeria is going to, right? The same Nigerian army that tried to kill Nnamdi Kanu for asking for Biafra. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't burn down any houses. Biafrans or the IPOB members didn't ransack villages. The IPOB members in any way didn't kidnap anybody for ransom. They didn't even attack the politicians in any way. But the Nigerian government attempted to kill Nnamdi Kanu as much as they have killed hundreds, if not thousands, secretly. Everyone associated with Biafra. For asking for Biafra, you get killed. Now, the Nigerian army, they have no friends in the northern part of Nigeria who agree with them that the way they treated the Shiites was very good. You will read some of them dropping comments, okay? But as you see them writing their comment on this platform, Nigerian army couldn't find any of them intelligent enough, good actors among them, to act the story that the Shiites are terrorists. They have to go to the eastern part of Nigeria, and they are picking Peter Doche. Peter Doche read the script, and he realized in his own wisdom. I know many of us who actually respect him a lot. I still respect him, by the way, because it is his job. But it is what Nigeria is. If they are going to use his goodwill to pass a message that is going to depict victims, right, as the villains, then we should tell him that it will affect generations. And, you know, he may not have thought it through. All the Igbo actors that are going to participate in that movie, I'm asking you now, you may not have thought this through. You may not have actually think about this. But I'm asking you to think about it now, because yes, you will do it. You may tell us that it's not because of the money. You may tell us that you have a story you want to tell with it. But any story that puts a gun in the hand of any actor that represents and stands as a Shiite in any movie, any story that puts a gun in the hand of a Shiite in any movie is a wrong message. And whoever is behind it should bury it now. And I will expect the guide of actors in Nigeria, if they manage to see this video. And I want those of you who see this video, who actually have everything, to reach out to people who can do better than what I am doing now. You should do it for the sake of those who are going to come after. You know why? One day soon, right, if they get away with this, they will use Igbo and Yoruba actors to act and present Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist. They will make Yoruba actors and Igbo actors to act that IPOB members are terrorists. And the message will be passed across again. And guess what? Millions of people will believe them. And that is where I have my own concern. Orji Uzor Kalu, a retired prisoner, ex-convict, a senator, is the chief whip for Nigerian Senate, the house of clowns, the house of criminals, the house of retired looters, or retired pensioner or pensioner looters. Are you with me now? The same Orji Uzor Kalu says he's going to go and speak to Nnamdi Kanu if he get the permission of Bokuari. We know a lot of damages that the IPOB organization, the Biafran agitators, they said we shouldn't use agitators. So the Biafran freedom campaigners, maybe if that is appropriate, I'll stick to that. But I'll read the comment later. If it is appropriate, I'll stick to something appropriate, because there is power in our word. Okay? When you say agitators, they say, why are they agitating? No, freedom, campaigners. Yes. Or independence campaigners, Biafra independence campaigners, so as they would like to be called. Orji Uzor Kalu says he wants to speak to Bokuari so that he will tell Nnamdi Kanu this is how he put it. I will ask Nnamdi Kanu to drop the Biafra secession campaign and ask him to work for the growth of Nigeria, whatever he needs, if Bokuari will let him go and speak to Nnamdi Kanu. What the hell? Let's reason more. You see what we are talking about? That's what they do. When Nigerian politicians, let me tell you this, when you call out Nigerian politicians and you try to expose the rot around them, at first, Nigerian politicians will say, you are just looking for attention. You are just a noisemaker. If that one doesn't work, Nigerian politicians and their moron followers, the Nigerians, they will say, maybe you are looking for money. If that one seems not to work, they'll say, maybe you are looking for position too. Mind you, they are not addressing the reason why you are calling them out. They are just after you, like, why are you calling me out? Is it because you want my attention? Is it because you want money? Oh, is it because you want power? Oh, is it because you want to be like me too? So they will begin to do all of that. When they realize that that is not also working, then they will say, my brother, see, it is not that we don't want to talk to you. It's just that, see, we are ready to work with you. We understand what you are. They don't understand though. That means they want to partner with you. Remember, they will first say you are sick, you are attention seeker. You are looking for money. You are looking for what do you call it? You are looking for position, or you are looking for power yourself. When all of that is not work, when all of that doesn't work, then they will say, okay, let us be partners then. Maybe we can work together. Okay, fine. I understand what you're saying. Okay, let us do it together then. So maybe that one will make you fall out and say, okay, yeah, let us do it together. When they realize that, okay, that is not going to work, the last thing they will say is, okay, tell us what you want. Do you remember that that is the first question? I mean, that is the first reason why you are even calling them out in the first place. What you want. Nnamdi Kanu told everybody what he wanted from the start. They said he is a noisemaker. Later, they said he is attention seeker. Later, they said he is looking for power. I mean, he's looking for position. Later, they said he's looking for power. He wants to be president. He wants to be this. When that one is not working, they now invited him. Okay, first, before they will invite you, okay, they will then fight you. I missed that point. So after they try to partner with you, and they realize that you are not accepting that partnership, then they will wage war at you, which means they will do everything like smear campaign, tell everybody that you are begging for money, tell everybody that there was a time you even begged them for sometimes 20 years ago, tell them that you won't send a text message to them to seek for help because they didn't really reply that. That's why you started asking for this. They will give all of that, attack you. If that is not making you give up, then the next thing is they will send their army, their soldiers, use their legal system, use everything. If that one also fail to crush you, then they will then say, okay, what do you really want? Which means they have tried everything. So they will ask you, okay, what do you now want? Tell us what you want. Then you will then take them back to square one. I want Biafra. That's what Nnamdi Kanu said. That they said, oh, Nnamdi Kanu was looking for attention. He was looking for money. Oh, he's a fraudster. He's looking for power position. Oh, he's looking for power. Oh, in fact, he wanted to join them and also make money. When that didn't work, they said, there is a terrorist, Joe. Let us kill him. When they couldn't kill him. Now they are saying, maybe we should just go back and ask him again what he wants so that we can give him and tell him not to ask for Biafra again. Are you mad? Like, does that make any sense? I don't know if it makes any sense to you, but it doesn't make any sense to me. That means they are going to go back to what he was asking them that they arrested him for, right? That they nearly killed him for. The same thing. Uzor Kalu said he want to go back and talk to him and say, Nnamdi Kanu, my brother, what do you really want? And when he says, I want Biafra, he will say, no, drop Biafra. Anything else? What else do you want? Nnamdi Kanu said, Orji Uzor Kalu should write his will. And I quite agree with that. Because sometimes some insult can make you feel like, are you mad? Are you saying there is actually something else I am looking for apart from Biafra? And I got, I got kidnapped in the middle of the night. I got tortured. I got locked up in the dungeon cell, right? For years. Then you made an attempt to kill me after killing people around me. And now you are coming back to me to ask me What do I want again? Like, some insult will make you even commit murder, even though if you don't have the intention. And that's why I actually agree with him, that sometimes you feel like, are you crazy? Are you saying I went through all of that only for you to come and ask me for what do I want? How much are you crazy? And they don't even have anybody, any responsible Igbo politician who is one of the Nigeria project that they can send or even offer to go and meet Nnamdi Kanu. Now they are sending ex-convicts. Ex-convicts. So that is to tell you that Nigeria don't blow. Some of you may not even agree. You may not like to take that in. The whole problem, the whole thing led to the death of his father. They even made him look like he's an ordinary person. This happened to be a prince. I don't know how much, I don't know why Nnamdi Kanu doesn't push that much. And I don't know why the IPOB members don't really push that a lot. That Nnamdi Kanu is of a royal blood. So if you think he's a charlatan, then you know nothing. And that is where the problem is. You are allowing those criminals to continue to dictate the narrative without you even making an effort to find out one or two things. They say he's a scammer, it's this. I say, how? The guy is of a royal blood, just same way you will see any Oba in Yoruba land. And you say, oh, that is a crowned king. And every blood that comes out of every seed that comes out of that royal blood is a royal blood. Nnamdi Kanu is not a charlatan. This guy happened to be a prince, and I don't know why you guys don't really push that. But I like that, because you've told us that your Biafra is going to be all man equal. I like that. I just noticed that, because the rest of the country think there is something he's asking for that is so material that even his father, an Igwe, his mother, a queen, they died, and they had to be buried by people who have become one family because of Biafra struggle, while Nnamdi Kanu was chased away to the exile. And then a politician will just wake up and say, if you give me the authority to go and talk to him, you know what I mean? I can see what I can tell him. Like, how does that make any sense? Fine. It is Nigeria, and the worst of you are representing the best of you. So, apart from the fact that you are looking for who to fight your battle, I respect guys who stand firm and say, this is what I want. Okay? So, and then they are ready to die for it. I believe so much that when you see people like that, you don't question their own integrity based on your own myopic lens, the little tiny lens the criminals give to you to view it. You will never see anything. You will only be, listen to the audio, what they are telling you, which are complete lies. You know what I mean? To draw Biafra on what arrangement? Like, I don't get it. And it has to be Orji Uzor Kalu. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, no, I don't really pick. I don't get that. Even though it's not going to happen. But at the same time, you can also see through it and see how messed up Nigeria has become. Okay? The worst of you is representing the best of you. And the saddest part is the ignorance, these illiterates, these criminals, they are so confident in their incompetencies and all that, that those of you who actually know better are so unsure of yourself that the confident, ignorant scam, the ignorant scum called leaders are continue to come back and tell you what a country they are running. And you look around and you're like, what is going on? Is this a jungle? The custom, Nigerian custom, who told us that they have shot Nigerian border? They told us that some bandits, some terrorists are already in Abuja, and they are going to begin to, to attack Abuja soon. And a week later, right, the same Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian DSS, and the rest of them that will arrest you in Abuja if you stage a protest. The same them, they just probably, while they are busy looking for all of us on Facebook, the bandits, they struck yesterday. They killed those they will kill, and they kidnapped 20 people in Abuja, and they drove them away. 20 people. And you ask yourself, where is your Buratai? Yeah, where? You are done for as a country. So I hope Orji Uzor Kalu will not dare, will not risk it and try to arrange a meeting with Nnamdi Kanu. There's possibility that he will never see him. And then there's also possibility that Nigerians, you will never see him again. Okay? So that's something I'm a bit convinced about. But however, it is a risk worth taking. He said he's going to be your president. Orji Uzor Kalu that stole 12 billion. That's how much they found, by the way. He stole the billions, started a slug here, and then eventually, the moment he left the government house, the slug bankrupted after that. They found that he stole 12 billion. 12 billion that could have built hospitals, built a road and all of that, built roads and all of that for you in Abia. But, well, he stole that and he got sent to prison. But let's thank Tanko Technicality, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the Babala Wefe, the Tanko plane driver. We should thank him and thank the Supreme Court of Nigeria, or let me say the Supreme Court of the Fulani Republic of Nigeria. They managed to say there's technicality for their sending him to prison to go and spend 12 years in prison for stealing 12 billion naira, right? They said that was too much. There was technicality problem. Orji Uzor Kalu did not steal any money. He shouldn't be in jail. And hooray! Orji Uzor Kalu is back. And he's back as the chief whip of the Nigerian Senate. So chief whip is the one that will be like a disciplinary officer in the house. So it's the one that will always make sure that rules and ethics are followed. Corruption is not allowed in the National Assembly. How could an ex-convict, a career thief, be the chief whip in a house that should be a house of probity? It is impossible. So the same Orji Uzor Kalu says he can make Nnamdi Kanu stop Biafra agitation and then bring Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria for one great Nigeria. I want to live long enough to witness that. Okay, I know it's not going to happen, but if it does happen, it will be probably it will be the 12th wonder of the world. Let's see how that goes. Thank you so much for your time this evening. I'll speak to you again when I'm allowed. So until then, please subscribe to my YouTube channels. I'll send this message to all of you who have contacted Diaspora Radio International to be presenters on Diaspora Radio. Okay, we have received all your requests. They are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful write-ups that I have to really say I look forward to working with you. Many, many of you who will be seeing this video. Okay, yes, Diaspora Radio is already streaming. My my broadcast can be listened to on Diaspora Radio on replay if you tune in. The Diaspora Radio app is coming, but we want to begin to set up the platform for every interested individuals to work with Diaspora Radio from your own homes. Okay, it is going to be free. There's no charges for that. We set this up for this purpose. Okay, we started Diaspora Radio just because we want to discover wider, bigger, other talents, people that are better and far better than Maiyegun. They just need that exposure. They have brilliant and beautiful messages that are going to gather us together, reorientate us, and possibly take what is rightfully ours. I have told you, I know some of you came on the post on Maiyegun's diary today when I said, I am not an activist. I am not your human rights fighter. Don't mistook me for all of that. I appreciate the fact that I'm contributing my own little quota into the discourse. And I'm also helping to widen the scope of engagement to allow more people to have a bigger platform to engage so that at the end of the day, the educated population is a powerful population. So when we have more platforms that gives you better verified information about what will happen, what is happening, then it will be easier to sell the idea of mass rally or mass demand for anything at all. That was why we started Diaspora Radio. We didn't start Diaspora Radio just to make Maiyegun powerful. I don't need to be powerful. My voice is big enough here. But there are other better, bigger voices that can be brought onto the platform when the platform is independent. That's why we started Diaspora Radio. Okay? And what we have set up is that if you think you have a message, it doesn't matter the language you want to choose. We will set you up from Diaspora Radio is 24 hours. Okay? It doesn't matter where you are from, where you are living, all over the world. Okay? It doesn't matter the language you want to speak. Diaspora Radio will give you that platform. All you need to do for those who have contacted us, or you will hear from us. I'm gonna be in the meeting where many of you will be we will call many of you. What we are going to ask you is that, again, it is not a job. For some of you who are writing and sending in, I want to be presenter. It is not a job. It is actually your own way of having your own platform on a bigger international platform where more and more people will listen and hear from you. And you too will connect and hear from others. That's why we started that. So if you think you can do what I'm doing now in your own home, all we need to do is to ask you the equipment you have. And there are very few. You need your laptop if you are going to use your laptop. If you are going to use your desktop at home, and then you need a desktop that will also allow you to plug in the microphone. Okay, you will need a mixer. The mixer is what will allow you to control what you want to do for those who understand broadcasting. Okay, so you need a mixer, an audio mixer that will also work with your computer. Then after that, what you need next is that we will set you up on Diaspora Radio streaming platform, meaning you will know when, you will tell us when you think you want to bring your program in. You will tell us the type of program you want to bring in, and then we'll get to know if they meet the standard of what we are looking for as our content to share out there. So once we agree on all these terms and you have the equipment, we will do the rest from our own end. What you will just receive is you will receive your own login, which means you can sign in anywhere in the world and you can begin to talk like this. And the rest of the world will begin to listen to you. Simple as that. Okay? So you will get a quiet place in the house where you will not be disturbed. You will know the day, the time you want to be having your program during the week. Do you want to be playing also music, fantastic music? Sure, you can bring that on. So this is what Diaspora Radio is all about. You have the opportunity as well, okay, to bring in promoters, sponsors to your program. If you are good enough, that you have enough weight, that you can encourage people to sponsor your program, and that will make sure that you don't go offline at any point in time. Diaspora Radio is going to be self-funding, which means we are going to raise money from our own content. We are going to raise money from donations. We are going to raise money from sponsors. We are going to raise money to continue to run the platform and ensure that we grow the voice bigger and wider. That is what Diaspora Radio is all about. I've got Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Many of you know Maiyegun's Diary Politico. But for those who know why we started Diaspora Radio, I don't need to repeat that to you all the time. So I'm not your activist. I'm not your human rights fighter. We are just building platform that will make it difficult for anybody to cheat us, especially if they try to cheat us. We will scream, we will shout, the whole world will hear, and they will change their mind. So building bigger one for us, what is wrong in that? And thank you to everybody who actually made that happen anyway. So yes, we will continue to raise funds. We'll continue to encourage other people to stand up. We'll continue to make it easier for you to connect and speak out there. And then, one of these days, it will end in praise. And we'll celebrate the end of Nigeria when that finally comes. So thank you so much for your time. And please, you can still support the Diaspora Radio. We are now active. And we are going to be taking on presenters now, as many as possible. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you some other time. Good evening.
Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook,
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube,
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́,
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Jíjó ìgbádùn yẹ,
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin